If you like this video and this technique, you can check out more at 8limbs.us. I've written a blog post on Tanadet and the Long Clinch, which can be found in a link in the description of this video. Go! This is a rough film study of the Long Clinch through the work of Tanadet Pran.49. He's a fighter from Chiang Mai, and he's now at Pran.49, which is in Sriracha. But this is an old fight of his in 2013. He's red, and he's using the Long Clinch and just nailing this guy to the corner. So the Long Clinch, you can see his gloves kind of behind the kid's head. Basically, he tucks his head underneath the chin of his opponent and then pulls his body back, so he creates space to be able to keep kneeing, but he's controlling upward in the clinch with his shoulders. Here he has a lock, so it's not the Long Clinch, but he can pull into it at any moment. He just walks in like he was an incredible clincher right from the start. It's always been his style, and since he got sold to Pran.49, they've worked on some other elements to kind of make him more well-rounded. But this Long Clinch is not unique to him, but it became signature of him because he uses it so well. Look at him just go after that guy. He just walks in. There's the Long Clinch. See how he's like folding his arm over the other one and just making this long... Jesus. Oh! He creates space with it. So by using this Long Clinch, see how he has his head underneath that guy's chin so that he can control his posture? So that when he takes all of that space, he's not in danger of the knees, whereas he can keep kneeing. That's because his head is underneath the opponent's chin. There he is, right back into that Long Clinch. He should be dragging the kid back, but he was just nailing him there, so he didn't need to. So this is after he got sold to Pran.49, and he was fighting down in Bangkok. This is at Rajadamnern. He's red again. See how he tucks his head between his shoulders, and you have to pull your shoulders way up, otherwise people can swim in. But look at him kind of use his pullback to jerk his arms into the right position. He's just pinching that kid's neck with his long Clinch. Just swims right back in. Jesus. He comes in low too, like he comes in with his head under the kid's jaw. Look at that. He's distorting that kid's posture, which is why he can't knee, even though the space between their bodies should allow both people to knee. And he just keeps pulling his shoulders out long. Look at how he pinches his shoulders to his ears so that the kid can't swim. That's how he maintains control, even though it could be a very vulnerable position if you don't pinch your shoulders together. Oh, that long knee. And he's just moving his body left and right to kind of control. Here he's just coming out super long for those straight knees. Those are so high scoring. And when you do the Long Clinch and you have your hands so far behind someone's head, when you start to pull back, it gives you a lot of range to be able to manipulate the head and turn. Here he's having trouble getting his hands into the right position. He's got kind of an underhook, but there, as he's swimming his arms around trying to get this long. See how he was on the outside and allowed the kid to swim inside and then just took the long guard position, Long Clinch. There he's got like half of it. And he keeps trying to swim his head to the right position. See how he's ducking it under? God, he's so good at this. Oh, he's getting there. Oh, he's getting there. He's locking his hands. You lock them behind the neck, and then you can extend them out and keep the shoulders pinched so that it's just like a vice grip. God, this kid doesn't know what to do. He's swimming so hard. He's actually doing really well. But Tanadet's just so, like, sneaky. He's still really young in this fight. Oh. He just puts his hands over the kid's arms. He just, like, there it is. It's like a zip tie. So he can, that hand that's folded over the forearm, he can pull that down to the neck for a tight grip, or he can put it back far and control with the shoulders. God, those points are high. Those straight knees. He just keeps going. He should be dragging back a little bit, pulling this kid off the ropes, but the ref is letting the clinch go because it's so active. God damn. Oh. Oh. He can even have like double outside position, which is really not dominant at all, but because he pinches his shoulders, he's controlling his opponent's movements. That's not a dominant position, but he just puts his head under and makes that like zip tie lock, and he can control this kid and just keep landing such long knees. Look at him march. All he wants to do is clinch. And he doesn't really struggle with his opponent controlling his head or his face that much, because he keeps his head down. See how it's tucked down right there, even when he's trying to like get a better grip? You just can't push his face off. Oh, nice. Oh, this kid's tough, man. I used to, Tanadet used to come train at my gym up in Chiang Mai, and he would control adult trainers who had really a lot of clinch experience just because it's so impossible to get around this long clinch. He's got it really nice right there. He's got the figure 4, so he can just zip tie that hand back towards the neck for a pinch or farther away for more like shoulder control. In this fight, he's kind of going left and right a little bit more than he was. See how he's like bending his knees and kind of switching sides? Oh. Oh, he falls into it so easy. And then he just like uses his shoulders and waist to like pull the head around. Here, this is Muay Thai. It's a different kind of promotion during the day. These guys are totally willing to clinch with him. He's the blue one now. These guys clinch with him really good, but they just can't get out of that lock. Oh, he just falls into it so easy. He's so comfortable in it. And his head is right under that guy's jaw, so he can move his head anywhere he wants it to go. And the guy just can't have full power. When you put your head under someone's chin like that, you take away their power. God damn, little machine. Oh, he's like piggybacking him. Oh. He's getting his head right under the jaw and creating this like C shape, just like kind of rolling his back. What's amazing about this position is how much distance he creates between his hips and his opponent's hips, which allows for these crazy long, powerful knees. But because his head is under his opponent's jaw, his opponent can't land the same knees that he's able to land. It creates a disequal position out of what should be a completely equal position. Oh, look at him go sideways and an elbow. Nice done it. He's kind of snuffing himself a little bit, getting in this sideways position. It's hard to long clinch sideways because the shoulders can't control. By being squared up, the shoulders can control the neck. Look at him pull backwards to get the right position so that he can get his head under. And he bounces a little bit. Oh, this kid just cannot get his balance. It creates this situation where the opponent is constantly struggling for position rather than being able to use the position they're in. He can't turn him. Look at that. Tanadet's red now. And he's just pulling his hips around to control this kid, and this kid is trying to just get a better position. Look at him. He's like basically standing still, and Tanadet is like circling around him. Oh. While locked, he's creating all the space that he wants. Like he's staying at his own distance, at a very close distance. Oh. God, it must be exhausting to clinch with him. And he just keeps swimming for it. Oh, that elbow was nice. Those long knees, Jesus. Oh, this guy's trying to do it. This guy's trying to match it, but he can't get that zip tie with the shoulders. He doesn't understand how to use his shoulders and get the head under the jaw. The head is so important. Look at how he's pinching his arms into his ears so that that kid doesn't have any leverage points. That's why he can just constantly slip right back into the same position, is because of the control of his shoulders. God, he's not even around the kid's head and he's doing it. How the hell is he doing that? It's amazing. He doesn't even bother with the arms. Like, clinching the arms is really where top clinchers go. Like the top clinchers of Lumpini and Rajadamnar, and they control the arms. He doesn't even bother with it because of this long clinch. He just controls with his shoulders and his head. Pull the guy around. He's kind of given up on his hips. There he goes. He's starting to spin again. When he spins around, the kid is just kind of like stuck as the standing leg of a compass or something. Like he can't do anything. Oh, the announcers are calling him Prikinu, which means like the smallest, spiciest Thai chili. It means you're small but really powerful. Oh, here we are at Lumpini. Oh, this guy knows how to clinch. Oh, he's clinching. Is this Satan Munle? This kid's a good clincher. So Tanadet's the blue one. He is not able to hold the head the same way he's been with those other fighters. He's like stepping up in rank here. So he's got his lock, but he's not controlling with his shoulders because he can't get his head under this kid's jaw. I think this is Satan Wonglek. He's an amazing clincher. He's really good at throws. Oh, look at them go. God damn. He can't quite control with his shoulders on this kid because this kid knows what he's doing. He can't get his head under. The head is the like base point. If you can pin your head, then you can get total control, but he can't quite get his head under there, so he can't it's like not having the third leg of a tripod or something. Oh. Oh. Oh, he keeps swimming in. Oh, he's so strong, and he's just going back to that position, but he just can't quite get it because of the head. This guy's dipping his head under too. That's part of the problem. If someone is controlling you with their head, control them back with your head, apparently. Oh. Oh. I wonder if he were pulling back, if that would be better there. Here's Lumpini again. He's the blue one. Oh no, he's the red one, sorry. He's the one doing the long clinch, obviously. Oh, he's doing the twisting. The twisting is helping him out, even though his head isn't quite right. There it goes. He's got his head under now. This kid just cannot get his arm into a position where he can control Tanadet's movements. See how he's trying to grip Tanadet's neck, but he can't grab it because Tanadet's head is so low? You can't grab someone's neck when it's flattened out like that. See how low it is? Under the jaw, he's like wincing. Oh, that sucks. Look at how the guy just cannot figure out what to do with his hands. He's like, what do I do with my hands? Oh, it's beautiful. Tanadet's blue. He's charging in here. Oh, this guy's good. He can't get his head in. Tanadet's trying to get his head in, and this guy is like putting a cross in front of his jaw so that he can't dig it under. He like won't let him burrow down. There he goes. Oh, for a second though. Oh, this guy's good. This guy's good. Get there. He's got to straighten his arm out. He can't straighten his arm out, and he can't create that zip tie, that like figure 4 that he needs. Oh, this is very instructive on how to stop the long clinch, what this guy's doing. Oi. Oh, this is the Tan Mung Lek. Maybe it's a rematch. Maybe that was him before. Oh. Look at how Red, Tan Mung Lek, he can't lock his hands. He's really good at clinching and he can't lock. So Tanadet is keeping him from locking, but he's keeping Tanadet from getting his head in the right position, so Tanadet can't really use his long clinch, but he's got him there. What is he doing to get his head out? How is he doing that? He's really good at that crossface. God, he's like clinching with no hands. Oh, he's trying to long clinch over a little bit. Oh. God. The announcer's saying this is 10-1 at this point in the gambling. So Tanadet's blue. He's trying to get that long clinch going, but he can't quite extend his arms so his shoulders aren't pinched into his ears. Oh. Keeping him off you is like the only thing you can do. And this guy's not keeping him off very well. Yeah, he doesn't burrow his head as easily against these opponents. These opponents are higher level. They just snuff him a little bit. But God, he's a nightmare. Here's back at Raja Damnaran again. He's red. So he's got an underhook and an overhook, but he's got a really nice lock, and he's controlling with his head. So this is kind of like a halfway long clinch and halfway an over-under, but it gives him really good balance. He just cannot get both his arms over this guy's shoulders to pinch his own shoulders and lock it in. So he kind of has an over-under all the time. But his head is in a good position. He needs to pull back. Oh, he's blue there. He's getting bigger. Look at him. Every time you see him, he's bigger. Oh. Oh. So he doesn't extend his arms as much as he used to back in the day. There, he's got it. He's got that figure 4 and the long zip tie. But his back was to the ropes, so he couldn't fully capitalize on it. He couldn't bring his hips back for these long knees. There, he's got it. His head is all burrowed under. Look at him bounce. Nice. Bounce again. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce. Yes. Oh, man. Look at him just duck his head and come in. There, he's got his shoulders. Ooh. Get your head under again. Ref is breaking it more than in those other fights. This is kind of a tough one. So here he's blue. He's just trying to get his head in the right position now. His arms are kind of secondary. Oh, a shove off. That's new. There, he's got his perfect position. And he's bouncing and pulling back. Oh! He's not kneeing, though. He used to get those really, really long knees. This guy must be really strong. He's trying to get his balance. See how he, like, pulled his weight down in order to extend his arms? To, like, get his shoulders pinched out? Beautiful. Oh, those knees are so high scoring. Here he's bouncing down and pulling again. Oh, he's doing really good. He's got a lock on the back of the neck. Jesus. Oh! Oh! He's getting his head in much easier on this guy, but he's not going to the long clinch until he wants to make that space. So he locks up first, and then he'll, like, pull himself back to get those longer knees. Oh, shit. Tanadet's long clinch, huh?